This is where true intimacy begins. Listen, know, and love the body. My name is Tara Galliano. This is Rediscovering My Body. Thank you for joining me today. If you enjoy this conversation, I invite you to like this video and subscribe to the Rediscovering My Body YouTube channel. Today, I want to speak with you about how do we get there from here? Because I often hear couples ask, how do we get there? How do we get to have the future that we imagine? And how do we get there from here, which is often a painful place? And so today I want to speak about clarifying core values, because that's a really important place to begin. Way back when I lived in Colorado and was raising a family, my former husband and I received business coaching. And one of the first activities that we did was clarifying our own core values. And after that exercise, I got it. I really got that kindness, curiosity, and adventure were really critical values for me, and that consciously, well, actually mostly unconsciously, they had guided me to achieve these major life experiences, like becoming a therapist and traveling the world and becoming a parent, all by the time I was in my late 20s. So these were some of my lived experiences based on core values that were guiding me, mostly that I was unaware of. And when I became aware of them, it made so much sense. Awareness of my values really allowed me to understand how they were guiding me. And I was hot. I was on fire with this. I thought this was the best stuff ever. And so my former husband and I decided to do this clarifying core values exercise with our kids. And so as a family, we came up with kindness, communication, and community. And then we created a collage to really illustrate what it is that we valued as a family. And then we began to put those values in action as we met weekly to discuss some of the things that we wanted to do together as a family. And it was really exciting. However, sometimes my core values were at odds with the family's core values. So for example, because I valued adventure, I wanted to travel and I wanted to go out of the country for extended family vacations when the kids had breaks. And my former husband valued paying the bills. And oftentimes when we traveled, we would leave him at home to work. And that didn't really work for him. Noticing. So there was this conflict of interest, my values with the families, and certainly with my former husband. And that's how I can say former husband. So I didn't always get it right. It was messy at times, figuring out how to honor my own values and the current situation that we were living in, and how to honor my former husband's values. It can be tricky stuff. What I know now is planning your lives together is much easier when you're aware of the core values that you have and honor them, and are aware of your partner's core values and honor them. Then it makes it much easier to create a future together. So why is this important? Well, core values are important because they really are guiding principles for our lives. And when we're aware of them, then everything that we do radiates out from them. And we can create extraordinary lives. So when our core values are not in alignment with our significant others, it's important to have the conversation to create understanding. And I didn't know that then, but I know that now. And as young professionals raising a family, financial security was an important value and one of success. And I chose adventure, which is still a priority for me. And just noticing there's no right and there's no wrong, but there is opportunity to be in the integrity that we have, that we each have around what it is that we value and how to have these difficult conversations and understand sometimes we need to prioritize one over the other. Not that we can't have the other, but we may need to wait and be patient and plan for that at a different time. So, how do you begin to work together? So, working together truly begins with first knowing your own values so then you can better understand your partner's. And I would invite you to begin by taking this inventory below so you can clarify your own core values. And then the second part is to have a conversation with your partner, sharing your values and being surprised by the ones that overlap, right? Because there will be some that overlap and some that are very different from each other. And that's great too. What I like to say is diversity, right, is the spice of life. And that's so true. If I was married or in partnership with somebody who was the same as me, I'd be really bored. But now I know that's not really true. But but I did believe that for a long time. And it's good to understand where you're truly compatible because successful relationships are based on compatibility. The fire and the passion are fun, but they're not everything. And so making sure that you understand your core values and that they're in alignment with your partners are really critical to have a semblance of compatibility so you can co-create your futures together and have a wildly successful life. So celebrate your uniqueness and then begin to plan consciously the major events of your life. Buying a house, having children, or not. How do you want to proceed? How are you consciously creating the future that you desire, that you both desire, that is in alignment with your core values? And the opportunity is to plan because then life takes over and life happens. And that's the exciting part is that we don't know when all of these things will arrive and we don't always know how they will arrive. We like to imagine we know that, and sometimes we do, and sometimes we don't. So enjoy the adventure. It's been a pleasure speaking with you today. If you like this video, like it, and if you subscribe to this channel, you'll get more videos just like this. Thank you for joining me today. Much love.